Good evening. I am Manoj Kumar Chaudhary, Advocate, Supreme Court of India. On behalf of Nani Palkiwala National Law Club, I welcome you all. Today we have Jayprakash Somani, Advocate, Supreme Court of India, Founder Director of Nani Palkiwala National Law Club. In this series of Nani Palkiwala National Law Club, 15 case laws in 20 minutes. Today we have a topic FEMA 1999. It is a set of regulations that empowers the RBI to pass regulations and enable Government of India to pass rules related to the foreign exchange in consonance with the foreign trade policies of India, which is written by the Government of India for the different countries and for export imports. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Manoj. Friends, this is a Foreign Exchange Management Act. Earlier, it was called as a FAIR Act, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. In 1999, this law come into force, and enactment of this law was in 2020. In 2000. In June 2000, this act was notified and enacted. So first, I will give you the 15 judgments with facts, with brief facts, decision, then ratio, decidendi, citation, like that. And at the end, I will share with you what is exactly role of FEMA law. Then what are the regulations? Which are the regulations are very important when you are focusing as a lawyer on any corporate law and any law like international business law. This is one of the business law which is related to international business, and this is corporate law also. So regulations are very important. There are 17 regulations. Act is small, but due to regulations, the exhaustness of this law comes into mind. So if you are chartered accountant, if you are consultant, or you are exporter, importer, who have the huge turnover more than 20 CR like that. So while doing the compliances of FEMA, you should take into consideration the 17 regulation, and I will tell little about you about FEMA Contribution Regulation Act, which is enacted in 2010. So everything will complete. So this is not a common law which is related to practice to any trial court, regular civil court, like that. So this is a special act which is practicable in a CESTAT, Central Excise Tribunal, Income Tax, Central Excise Custom Appellate Tribunal. In this such type of tribunal, this act was practiced by the lawyers, as well as CA can appear there, and they can plead there in tribunals. But in High Court and Supreme Court, only lawyer can plead the matters. So in first 20 minutes, we will complete our 15 judgment. Now the time start now. First, Union of India versus Srimati R. Srinivasan, 2003. Facts: the case involved provisions under FEMA concerning transaction with foreign entities. Decision: the Supreme Court upheld the government's action taken under FEMA. Ratio decidendi: the court emphasized that the primary objective of FEMA is to regulate foreign exchange transaction and promote orderly development. Citation of this case is AIR 2003 SC 2125. Then second, State Bank of India versus AK Mukhra, 2004. Facts: the issue was whether certain transactions were permissible under FEMA regulations. Decision: the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the bank, stating that the transactions were compliant with FEMA provisions. Ratio decidendi, transactions must align with the definitions and standards set within a FEMA. Citation AIR 2004 SC 5552. Case number 3, Bank of India versus RD Kothari 2007. Facts: the case dealt with the penal provisions under FEMA for unauthorized transactions. Decision: Supreme Court confirmed the imposition of penalties under FEMA. Ratio decidendi, non-compliance with FEMA results in a penal consequences, emphasizing strict adherence. Citation 2007-10 SCC 193. Case number 4, Subramaniam Swamy versus Director Enforcement Directorate. So ED is the enforcement authority, enforcement department of this FEMA and PMLA Act. So keep that in mind. So ED is enforcement authority for FEMA as well as PMLA Act, Money Laundering Act and FEMA. Both act are enforced by ED, Enforcement Directorate. So in Subramaniam Swamy versus Director Enforcement Directorate 2016, facts: this case revolved around the enforcement director's power under FEMA. So if you are practicing in High Court and Supreme Court, you must read these case laws to understand the role of enforcement director, which was guided by the Apex Court. So this case revolved around the enforcement director's power under the FEMA. Decision: the court concluded that the powers exercised by the ED were legitimate under the Act. Ratio decidendi, enforcement measures are crucial for maintaining the integrity for foreign exchange laws. Citation 2016-7 SCC 221. Case number 5, Nirma Limited versus Union of India 2018. Facts: the matter involves the restrictions on import and their impact on the foreign exchange market. Decision: the Supreme Court held that the government has the power to regulate imports under FEMA. Ratio decidendi, the Act gives the government authority to protect foreign exchange reserves. Citation 2018 5 SCC 537. Case number 6, State of Maharashtra versus DM Deshmukh 2015. Facts: it involves complications concerning foreign currency transactions. Decision: the court clarifies the limit of authority under FEMA. Ratio decidendi, it emphasized on an individual's right to approach higher court in case of overreach by lower authorities. Citation 2015-16 SCC 207. This is a very important case in appellate court practice. Friend, now case number 7, KK Verma versus Union of India 2010. Facts: the case examined unauthorized currency transactions. Decision: the Supreme Court endorsed strict measures against violations. Ratio decidendi, upholding the necessity of compliance with FEMA regulations is essential for foreign exchange security. Citation 2010 6 SCC 227. Case number 8, Rakesh N. Shah versus Union of India 2019. Facts: this case involves issues of fund transfer across cross-border. Decision: Rakesh Shah's appeal against penalties was dismissed. Ratio decidendi, it reiterated that all transactions needed to comply with FEMA's framework. Citation 2019 for SCC 116. Case number 9, Harshad Mehta versus Reserve Bank of India, 2006. Facts: the case was related to currency manipulations and its implications under FEMA. Decision: the court's ruling reinforced the authority of RBI mode in FEMA. Ratio decidendi: a unified regulatory framework must exist to ensure currency integrity. Citation: 2006 for SCC 445. Case number 10, GW Kairao versus Union of India, 2020. Facts pertain to remittances and compliances with the FEMA. Decision: the court highlighted the need for proper documentation in foreign transactions. Ratio decidendi: transparent documentation is vital for legality under FEMA. Citation: 2020 6 SCC 159. Case number 11, Sanjay Agrawal versus Chief Enforcement Officer, 2016. Facts: involved enforcement actions for non-compliance with FEMA. Decision: the enforcement action was upheld by the court. Ratio decidendi: continuous vigilance and strict monitoring are necessary for compliance with FEMA. Citation: 2016 6 SCC 49. 12. Indus Bank versus Deputy Director, 2011. Facts: the issue stemmed from a dispute over a bank's foreign transaction. Decision: the Supreme Court sided with the bank, underscoring the procedural fairness. Ratio decidendi: proper procedure must be followed in penal action under FEMA. Citation: 2011 3 SCC 220. Case number 13, Rani Safiza Zulfikar Ali versus Union of India. Facts: the case addressed remittance allowances under FEMA. Decision: the court allowed the remittance subject to compliance with the regulations. Ratio decidendi: compliance with the local regulations is crucial for international transactions. Citation: 2009 7 SCC 662. Case number 14, Ashwini Kumar versus Reserve Bank of India, 2017. Facts: focused on foreign investment policies under FEMA. Focused on foreign investment policies under FEMA. Decision: upheld RBI's regulatory stance. Ratio decidendi: the need for a stable regulatory environment encourages foreign investment. Citation: 2017 to SCC 412. Case number 15, Ramesh Sharma versus Union of India, 2021. Facts: this involved regulatory challenges in cross-border transactions. Decision: Supreme Court emphasized the need for preventive measures. Ratio decidendi: prevention is better than cure in managing foreign exchange risk. Citation: 2021 9 SCC 231. So these are the these cases collectively serve to clarify the application and enforcement of the Foreign Exchange Management Act, establishing a foundation legal framework that regulate foreign exchange transaction in India. Each judgment contributes to the interpretation of various provisions of FEMA, helping shape the legal landscape governing foreign exchange in India. So, friend, these are the 15 cases which I try to elaborate within 20 minutes. Now, I will give you some key features of FEMA. FEMA is very important and most significant law in international business, export and import business. So, when you are exporting something, foreign currencies come in the treasury of India. And when you are importing something, foreign currencies goes out of your treasury. So to control the fact, to regulate the fact, so RBI's department is FEMA. You will not find a separate website of FEMA. You will find this FEMA's website is connected with RBI, because RBI is solely organizing this FEMA, and RBI is giving the license to the bank to deal with the FEMA transaction. So every bank don't have this facility to deal in foreign exchange. So specific bank, that is called AD bank, authorized dealer bank of RBI, who have the facility to do the exchange in foreign exchange like that. So the key features, I will elaborate key features, and then I will tell you the 17 important regulations. So if you want to focus FEMA, if you want to focus foreign exchange, if you are the consultant of any export firm and you are doing the compliances of FEMA, so you should know the regulations of that particular FEMA. Act is very small. Act have only 49 sections with chapter 7. Okay, but regulations, we should focus that. And due to these regulations, the procedure of FEMA, compliances of FEMA are very easy and normal. Everything is with form, everything with proper procedure. So nobody will get any burden to compliance in FEMA. Okay, your ordinary accountant also can comply, do the compliances of FEMA. So no need of any expert person if your accountant is unable to focus these 17 regulations. So first I will tell you some key features of FEMA. 1. Objective. The primary objective of FEMA is to manage foreign exchange and facilitate external trade and payments while promoting orderly development and maintenance of the foreign exchange market in India. 2. Regulations of foreign exchange transaction. FEMA regulates how resident and non-resident Indians can engage in foreign exchange transactions. It liberalized the foreign exchange market compared to FERA, allowing for more freedom of capital and current account transactions. Earlier, the law was called as a FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. As compared to FERA, FEMA is a very liberal law, which allows easily for resident and non-resident to engage in foreign exchange transaction. Third important key feature, current account transactions. Under FEMA, current account transaction, which includes payment for goods, services, and other ongoing transactions, are generally permissible unless specifically prohibited. 4. Capital account transactions. Capital account transaction, which involves investment and financial transactions that can affect the country's foreign exchange reserve, are subject to the regulations and may require prior approval from the government or the Reserve Bank of India. 5. Foreign direct investment, FDI. FEMA facilitates the foreign investment in India and the establishment of foreign branches by Indian resident. It provides a framework for foreign investment and outline the procedural for approvals. 6. Foreign exchange regulation. The Act empowers the RBI to oversee and regulate the foreign exchange market, ensuring compliance with the law and preventing activities that could harm this country's economy. Penal provisions. 7 number, penal provision. FEMA includes provisions for penalties and enforcement measures against violation, but these are generally less strengthened compared to FERA. The emphasis is on compliance, and violations may lead to penalties such as fine rather than imprisonment. So this is very good change which can support the industry in proper ways. So point number 8, authority and administration. The enforcement of FEMA is overseen by the Directorate of Enforcement, ED, which investigates the violation and ensure compliance with the Act. So significance liberalization. FEMA is seen as a step towards liberalizing India's economy, allowing for faster foreign exchange transaction and investment compared to the previous Act. And economic development by prompting foreign investment and facilitating trade, FEMA supports economic growth and development in India. So friends, these are the most important key features of FEMA. Now, I will tell you the 17 regulations. These are the very important for the practice of CA or tax consultant who is doing the compliances of in FEMA. First regulation is, I will tell only name, okay, and on FEMA site or on RBI FEMA site, you will find the regulations. You can download the PDF copy of that and then you can study it properly. And everything you will get there. No need to apply your mind. Everything is set by procedure, friends. So, Foreign Exchange Management Current Account Transaction Rule 2000. Second, Foreign Exchange Management Permissible Capital Account Transaction Regulation 2000. Third regulation, Foreign Exchange Management Transfer or Issue of any Foreign Security Regulation 2004. Foreign Exchange Management Foreign Currency Accounts by a person resident in India Regulation 2000. Foreign Exchange Management Acquisition and Transfer of Immovable Property in India Regulation 2018. Foreign Exchange Management Establishment in India of Branch or Office or other place of business Regulation 2000. So if anybody want to bring branch in India, foreign branch or vice versa, so what are the compliances for that particular organization are given in this regulation? Foreign Exchange Management Establishment in India of branch or office or other place of business Regulation 2000, like that. Next, Foreign Exchange Management Manner of Receipt and Payment Regulation 2016. Foreign Exchange Management Export of Goods and Services Regulation 2015. Foreign Exchange Management Realization and Repartition and Surrender of Foreign Exchange Regulation 2000. Foreign Exchange Management Possession and Retention of Foreign Currency Regulation 2000. Foreign Exchange Adjudication Procedure and Appeals to Rules. Foreign Exchange Management Borrowing and Lending Regulation 2018. These regulations is very important to the financer, international finance practice who are doing. So when you are borrowing some international fund or when you are lending some international fund to some international entity, that time you have to comply these regulations. So the name of regulation is Foreign Exchange Management Borrowing and Lending Regulation 2018. If any Chamber of Commerce or if any organization arranges my lecture on FEMA and its regulations, so I can explain all this within 1 or 2 hours. Once one good half-day workshop, we can cover all these regulations properly with PowerPoint presentation with like that. So if anybody is inviting me for that, then I will think about to do that particular presentation in favor of that particular industrial person or consultants. Then Foreign Exchange Management Cross-Border Mergers Regulation 2018. Next, Foreign Exchange Management Transfer or Issue of Security by a person resident outside India Regulation 2017. Foreign Exchange Management Remittance of Assets Regulation 2016. Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulation 2016. Foreign Exchange Management Establishment in India of a branch office or a liaison office or a project office or any other place of business Regulations 2016. And latest one act was passed by the Parliament. That act was known as Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. Okay. So this Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, FCRA, it is called in short form, has been enacted by the Parliament to consolidate the law to regulate the acceptance and utilization of foreign contribution or foreign hospitality by a certain individual or associations or companies, and to prohibit acceptance and utilization of foreign contribution or foreign hospitality for any activities detrimental to national interest and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. So this is in our today's webinar, dosto. Now I will unmute. Manoj, you can unmute yourself and you can conclude.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving us such an enlightened ideas about the FEMA and distinguish between the FERA and FEMA, and that in FERA we have criminal offences. Now in FEMA we have civil offences. So there will be the penalties that will be imposed if somebody has not considered the standards established by the FEMA as per the government regulations. Thank you very much, sir.
And government is giving chance one time, two time. They are not penalizing directly to anybody. Government is very liberal now. They are sending you letter 1, letter 2, letter 3. When you are not giving any response to their letter, that time they are issuing show cause notice. And even though when you are not giving any response to show cause notice, that time they are filing the matter before the commissioner, then appellate commissioner, then tribunal, then appellate tribunal, then high court, and then Supreme Court. Such type of journey of FEMA matter is there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
नमस्कार, मैं पूजा राय आपको एडवोकेट जयप्रकाश सोमानी जी का थोड़ा सा परिचय करके देती हूँ। जयप्रकाश बंसीलाल सोमानी सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में अधिवक्ता हैं। 12 जूनियर के साथ वो लॉ फर्म चलाते हैं, जिसमें 5 AOR हैं। सोमानी जी भारत के हर राज्य और केंद्र शासित प्रदेश के मैटर बखूबी हैंडल करते हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट केस लॉ के ऊपर उनकी 61 किताबें प्रकाशित हुई हैं, जो Amazon और Flipkart पे अवेलेबल हैं। लिंक आपको नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। भारत के लगभग सभी हाई कोर्ट और डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट के अधिवक्ता इन किताबों का उपयोग करते हैं। अगर आपको सोमानी जी की गाइडेंस अच्छी लगती है तो नीचे कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर लिखें और अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करना ना भूलें। हाँ, अगर आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो सब्सक्राइब कर लें और बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें, ताकि हमारा कोई भी नया वीडियो आता है उसका अपडेट आपको मिल सके। जय हिंद।